Welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Heroes content. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. We're gonna keep making more fake content in the near future, so you can look forward to that. Okay, so we're just gonna get right into it. Today we are talking about a leak, actually, so I want to give this warning right now. Essentially, the next legendary hero leaked, the one that we're going to get at the end of August. Leaks and data mine content are like so ubiquitously discussed in Fae communities online that I feel like it's almost impossible to avoid it. But if you're someone who has avoided it and you don't want to get spoiled, then now's your chance to escape, because we're going to talk about what the leak has and what it entails and everything related to it. Okay, there's your warning. Alright. The Reddit user who posted this in the first place was Mr. Gengar123, so credit goes to him for initially posting this. They post a lot of data mine related stuff to the subreddit. Basically, in the newest patch of the game, where they added the sea whale characters, we got this mysterious tome with a 2 on it. Basically, this is a colorless tome, as indicated by the file name, and that the 2 on it actually is not a 2. I know, it's shocking. It's not a 2, it is actually the insignia for Dane. And Dane is the name of the country that Micaiah is from. So just to make it crystal clear what we're talking about here. So this entails that the next legendary hero that we're getting at the end of August is very likely Micaiah. I'm willing to say it's like basically confirmed, but for the sake of my own sanity, like I don't want to say it's 100% confirmed yet, just because what if, right? What if this is just the biggest debate in history? I want to be ready. But yeah, this is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. If you've watched the legendary and mythic hero reactions on this channel, then you know, like literally every time I say, well, this looks cool, but not gonna pull for it. I'll just wait and continue saving orbs for legendary Micaiah, for when that eventually happens. So it's exciting. And in the first place, people already kind of anticipated that the legendary this month would be Micaiah. We, based on the schedule here, let me find. Okay, here's the image. It's from Insane7 from the subreddit, so thank you to them for putting together this useful infographic. On gray there, we just have Ashera with 2 open slots, so that was kind of an early indication that we were going to get a gray legendary this month. Mostly just because they like to debut new legendaries and new mythics with other recent units, so Ashera kinda makes sense there. So we had an early indication that this month's legendary could be gray. Based on that alone, people already kind of started assuming that it was going to be Micaiah, and I was right there with them, because she is, after all, she is the only protagonist from the series to really not be a legendary hero yet. Especially since she would have made sense as a staff legendary, and we were all thinking this legendary was going to be a staff unit. For Radiant Dawn in particular, our last legendary hero was Ike, and that was like 3 years ago. It's just kind of funny, because Ike was kind of like the first legendary hero. I know he wasn't literally the first, but he was like number 3 after Fjorm and Gunthra. Even with all this in mind, I was still trying to be cautious. I was thinking, you know, this could still just as easily be like Alencia or Deirdre, someone else who can use a staff or a Grey Tome. I was only trying to keep my hopes and expectations in check, just in case. Speaking of staves, I really thought this legendary was going to be a staff unit, if not just because we already have Ashera on the banner with a Grey Tome. It's not a hard rule that you can't have 2 Grey Tomes on a banner together, it's just I would have guessed that they would have tried to avoid scenarios where they have the same weapon types together on banners. But yeah, that's not a hard rule. You can see in September there, they have like 3 swords together, so yeah, that was kind of my thoughts leading up to this leak. Then the leak happened, and Yeah, now we're here, and I'm kind of freaking out. Micaiah is basically my favorite protagonist from the series. I have plus 10 versions of all of her from the game, except for the dancer one. Big fan. Will continue to simp for the rest of my life. Now, in this video, I also want to do like a kind of a half-baked theory craft for her, just because I think that'll be fun. But first, let's just talk about this August Legendary Hero banner, because it sure does look like we're gonna get a Shara, Fallen Edelgard, and Legendary Micaiah all together on colorless. And if that's what's gonna happen, then this is really nutty. Fallen Edelgard is like one of the best units in the game. She came out and she broke everything. I saw people threatening to quit the game over her because she was so overpowered. That's a very exciting possibility for me. That is. If you don't have orbs saved up, then I feel for you. What is kind of awkward about it is just that Edelgard is the only colorless hero left that they can rerun in colorless, and you can see in September they have an opening there. So that would mean that Edelgard will run either in August or September, and if she runs in September, then it's like, okay, well then, what about August? What's going to happen in August? We've had this happen before, where they'll take a unit that is already run on a legendary banner, and they'll just run them again. The example I have here is Fallen Corrin, just because they ran her like 3 or 4 times, so it's a good example. They've also done it with like Kanegas and Fallen Tiki, Brave units, all those guys got run on legendary banners more than once, I'm pretty sure. So we've had situations like that before, but looking through the list of potential reruns for colorless, like I couldn't really land on one that I thought was particularly likely. I thought maybe Shinon. He's a good fighter unit and he's just really strong, so they could pull him out of nowhere and do that. The reason why I don't think they'll do Shinon is because he's already on the Hero Fest banner that is available for new players. Oh yeah, that's right, Shinon was actually in a Legendary Hero Remix banner recently, so almost certainly not Shinon. Sarah was on a Legendary Hero banner in March, which I guess was kind of a while ago. But all this is to say that I'm pretty sure they're just gonna do Edelgard, so get hyped for that. Looking at the rest of the banner besides colorless, it looks not so good. Okay, so it's not bad. It's just we have other legendary banners where every color is more stacked than this. Red is fine. Lillian is a really strong unit. Sothis is kind of whatever. You want at least one Sothis for Ether Raid stuff. The same can be said for Naga. Just having one of each offensive mythic is actually a pretty big deal. So Naga is fine. Edelgard, it's not that she's fallen off at all, she's still really strong, it's just that I'm not personally interested in Edelgard. Thracer, I already have a Thracer, so if I get more of her, I'll just merge. As for the other open slots, the red open slot will probably be Fallen Morgan. The blue slots could be just about anything. If I had to throw a guess out there, I would say Ingrid and Dimitri. The green slot, probably just Fallen Morgan, and of course the colorless slot will be Fallen Edelgard. So potentially, we could be looking at the entire Fallen banner rerunning in this legendary banner. If that's the case, then those Fallen units are arguably more desirable than a couple of these mythic units and legendary heroes. I will say, if you're interested in pulling from Micaiah and you can wait, then November is when she's going to rerun for the first time, probably. And the November banner, the other colors look just objectively better. Colorless looks a little worse in my opinion, but red, blue, and green all look much better. So I'll just mention that real quick. If you can wait until November and you want to pull in other colors, then consider that. Moving on. I have saved 2,300 orbs for this occasion. I've been diligent for the most part. I've kind of deviated here and there throughout 2021. I sparked for Note, and I got a Spring and Nigo, just little things here and there, but overall I've managed to keep a good stockpile of free-to-play orbs. If Legendary Micaiah is announced, then you can expect me to do the biggest summoning stream I've ever done. It'll probably be on the day the banner drops, so it'll be like the 31st on Tuesday. Look forward to that. My odds for pulling 11 Micaiahs, I think, is 66%, somewhere around there. I think if I manage to get 2,400 orbs exactly, then my odds are like 69%, so that's definitely the goal. We want to be there. We're getting to the theory craft. First, I just want to comment on what she might look like, just because there's a couple different designs they could go for. We have this kind of design from the Cipher, but it's also just her outfit from the endgame in Radiant Dawn. Here she's possessed by Yune, I guess. I was really thinking they would actually do this design for the legendary version, because I was just looking at the other legendary heroes that we've gotten, and a lot of them, I thought they were from, I guess, they were from before the end of their stories, if that makes sense. Like, these weren't like the post-game versions of those characters. Particularly like the house leaders, Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude. It turns out I was wrong, because I went and investigated it, and yeah, all three of those guys, their voice lines imply that they are from their post-games. That was interesting. Based on that, I think the design we could get for the legendary is this one. This is the one that everybody's been kind of assuming she would be, and I'm down for that. It's a cool design. It was made special for the Cipher. I think Kita Senri is the name of the artist, and they commented that they made the outfit special just for the Cipher cards. It'd be really cool if that was her legendary version. Speaking of the artist, I would actually be perfectly okay with it being Kita Senri, because they were the ones that did Brave Micaiah's art, and that's one of my favorites in the game. So, before we get started talking about this theory craft, I want to preface with a couple things. I promise we're almost there. First of all, I was hesitant to do a theory craft at all, just because I don't want to get my hopes up or my expectations up and then somehow be disappointed. But I mean, you figure I'm gonna end up speculating anyway, so I kind of had this compromise where we're just gonna do like a half-baked theory craft. We're just gonna discuss some ideas for what we could be looking at here. It's not super fleshed out. Additionally, the other reason why I didn't want to do a full theory craft is just that I don't know what they're going to do. I genuinely have no idea what direction they're going to go in with this unit, because all we know is that she's a colorless tome, excuse me. Even there, that kind of deviates from what we expected, because we all thought she was going to be like a staff unit, so just keep those things in mind. For her move type, I suspect she'll be a flyer. I'm not super confident about that. It's just that Dane is known for having Draco Knights, and the previous ruler of Dane had a Wyvern he rode around, so that's just my suspicion, is that she'll be a flyer. Also, I just think an infantry Micaiah, I guess we've gotten infantry Micaiahs before as well as flying Micaiahs, so I can't use that as a reason, but I don't know, I feel like if she were infantry, she might be too similar to Julia. But yeah, I think it would be cool if she was a flyer, kind of like Ashnard. And for the rest of this theory craft, I'm going to be kind of assuming that she'll be a flyer. On the note of borrowing things from Ashnard, that's kind of my hope in general for her, is that I just think it'd be really cool if she inherited some things from Ashnard, because he was the previous ruler of Dane before her and Peleus. So if she turned out to just be a tanky unit with a bunch of defense randomly, that would actually be pretty cool, I think. Maybe her perf has Iota shield built in, maybe it's got attack res -5 built in, kind of like Ashnard has his effect. Yeah, if they do parallels with Ashnard, I just think that'd be pretty cool. For her perf weapon, I'm just going to default and say that it will probably have effective damage against cavalry and armored units, because she always has that. It would be weird using her and not having that effective damage, so I think they're just going to go for it for a 5th time. And honestly, that's basically all I have to say about the weapon, is she'll have her effective damage, it'll be colorless, maybe she'll borrow some things from Ashnard, that's literally it, because I just don't know what they're going to go for with her. They could make her a support unit, and maybe her weapon gives support effects. Genuinely, I don't know, and I don't have much to go off of. For her assist skill, this is kind of interesting, because 3 of our Micaiahs in the game already have Sacrifice, and I suspect that she will have it as well in her legendary form. And it's interesting just because Sacrifice is actually another unique skill that is specific to her, and if she has Sacrifice, that means she'll have actually, I guess, 3 unique skills in total. It'll be kind of like Sigurd, because Legendary Sigurd is like another special case where he has his Holy Knight aura as his special skill. God, I'm using the word special a lot. I hope it's not confusing. Yeah, Sigurd has his Holy Knight aura as well as Crusader's Ward. It was just that Crusader's Ward wasn't like a new skill, so I guess it didn't count the same way Sacrifice would. I hope you see what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is I think Micaiah will have Sacrifice in her assist skill, and then she'll have some other unique skill besides that, maybe in her B slot. It's also interesting because if she does have Sacrifice, then that's just a high scoring assist skill. There are no inheritable assist skills that score that highly, so Legendary Micaiah could end up being the highest scoring legendary yet. It's a possibility, especially if she has a unique B slot skill as well. For her special, I don't think it will be a new skill, so I'm just not going to say anything. Maybe they'll just slap Iceberg on her. Maybe it'll come blank. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do a unique C slot skill for her. I don't think they're going to do a unique special skill for her because we just got Sigurd and Byleth, who both have unique special skills. If they wanted to give her an interesting special without it being like a brand new unique one, they could actually just give her Blue Flame. That would actually be... It would just be cool. It wouldn't even be that good. Blue Flame is not even a great skill, but it would just be cool, because Radiant Dawn has, like, Blue Flame aesthetic, I guess. No other reason. I guess it would actually fit better on Ike, but whatever. Moving on to her A slot skill, I think her A slot skill is just going to be some kind of tier 4 skill that gives attack and res. It's very predictable. The previous legendary heroes, it's actually been a while since we've gotten a legendary hero with a unique A slot skill, so I definitely don't think Micaiah is going to have that. I think the last one may have been Altina, and she was a mythic hero that had her Ashera's Chosen, I think. Recently, we got attack speed catch 4 on Claude and attack defense catch on Sigurd, so we could see attack res catch 4 on Micaiah. I think it's a possibility. I don't know if having it on recent legendaries makes it more or less likely to happen for a third time, but I think it's a possibility. Especially since previous iterations of her have used debuffs in their base kit, so I could see her having attack res catch just because it capitalizes off of the enemy having debuffs. Byleth had attack defense ideal, and I don't think she's going to have attack res ideal, because if she's a flyer that means she can't have it, period. But also, we also have Ashera, who just got attack res ideal, so I don't think they're going to do that. So, interestingly, we just got our new CYL5 units, and we have Gatekeeper with a brand new close counter side grade almost. In terms of scoring, I guess you could say it's a side grade, but functionally it is just a straight upgrade from close counter. He has, what is it, like close... I forgot what it's called, but yeah. They've introduced these new, like, buffed up counter skills. You know, Marth has his distant pressure, and Gatekeeper has his close counter skill. I kind of wonder if we could see that on Micaiah. I guess it would have to be, like, close something. It would just be close counter, but it gives more res or more attack. It's a possibility, especially if they want to make her a super tank, like I kind of want them to do. Overall, what I would really like to see, and what I kind of suspect they'll do, is just specifically attack res form 4. The previous Micaiahs we got also had tier 4, attack res skills. Brave Micaiah was the first one to have attack res bond 4, and then Duo Micaiah had attack res push 4. She wasn't the first one, but you get the idea. So I think this would be an interesting opportunity to introduce tier 4 form skills. I'm interested in seeing if they do anything with the form skills, because right now they're just not that good. They're okay, but the A slot is so competitive, it's like, why would you ever use a form skill instead of anything else? they could give it some kind of added effect like the other tier 4 A slot skills have, whether it be guard or dual ranged or whatever. Maybe damage reduction, that'd be really cool if you got like damage reduction that's scaled up based on how many allies you have within 2 spaces. Anyway, that's enough about the A slot skill. For her B slot skill, I'm gonna have to default on this one again because I genuinely have no idea. I suspect this is where they're gonna do the other unique skill, and for that reason I just genuinely have no idea what they're going for. It could be some kind of debuffing skill, maybe some kind of super sabotage. I have no idea, genuinely. Finally, for her C slot skill, if she is indeed a flyer, then she's just gonna have a range skill. It's like 1000% certain. They really love giving range skills to new flyer units, so I would put money on her having attack res rain, or maybe, I don't know, defense res rain? Maybe attack speed rain, who knows? Probably attack res rain, even though it's predictable. If I'm right about her having sacrifice as well as a unique B slot skill, then she's going to be a really high scoring unit, and I don't know if they want to give her a tier 4 C slot skill right off the bat, just because then she would have everything you need immediately to be just a very high scoring unit. So yeah, I don't think she's going to have a tier 4 C skill. I think she'll just have rain something. And that's basically it. Those are all my ideas and thoughts on what she could potentially look like. My hopes are high simply because every new legendary hero is extremely strong. She could be the next Sigurd, who knows? Sigurd who just ruined everything as soon as he was added to the game. That could be her. Oh yeah, I guess I never mentioned, she is a wind legendary. We know that because of the season schedule, so that's just kind of interesting. It doesn't really mean anything. I did notice, going all the way back to Duo Micaiah, her little epithet, her little title is Dawn Winds Duo, so I don't think there's an actual connection there, but but yeah, I guess there's something there, right? So to summarize, we're looking at a wind legendary who is a colorless tome, perhaps a Wyvern Rider with big attack, big res, probably not a lot of speed. You know how it is. Every Micaiah is the same, so yeah. But yeah, that's it for my half-baked theory craft. I hope it was interesting. More so just kind of talking about everything that I think could happen. I don't know if it was interesting. But yeah, that might be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this. The whole premise for this video is basically just that I've been really excited about Legendary Micaiah, and now that she's been kind of confirmed, I just wanted to get all my thoughts out there, share the excitement with you all, you know? For the month of August, I've been putting out more Fae videos, and that is partially because at the beginning of the month, I just knew that waiting for the legendary hero to get revealed was going to be excruciating, because I was just very excited for it. So I've actually been making more Fae content to hold me over. That's why I've been making more videos recently. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you want to catch my live reaction or the live summoning session, then definitely go follow on Twitch. That's where we're going to do those things. We will watch the trailer on the 29th, and then we'll summon on the 31st. That's the tentative plan. And if you just want to catch like the abridged versions of those streams, then you can subscribe here. And that's it. You're free to go. Have a good night.